Hello, dear listeners. Thank you for tuning in today too for the new episode of BizTechTalk, where we talk about the journeys of entrepreneurs, startup founders, and other business personas. I am Jamal, your host, and as always, today we are here to educate, entertain, and inspire you with the stories from business and tech world. Before diving into our conversation, I would like to remind that this podcast is presented by Sincapp Mobi, a web and mobile app development company in the UK, the go-to partner for your digital ideas. And let's get to the heart of today's episode. We have an incredible guest today, very accomplished persona, both in academic and business world. And I would say that today you are in for a treat and expect great stories from Agajan. Thank you for coming, Agajan. We are very excited to hear your journey, your experience and mistakes and success stories. Please tell us, what do you do? Just a second, I should tell that Agajan is a PhD of manufacturing engineering, right? Yes. He's Dr. Agajan, by the way, and co-founder of startup called Robo. I guess my first question will be, what is Robo? And what do you do at Robo? With simpler terms, please, so that I could understand.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jamal, for hosting me here today. Yeah, I'm Agajan. I'm co-founder and CEO of Robo, which we started with another co-founder. In the simplest words, in a Robo, we're developing nanny cams or ring cams for robots.
Nano cams?
Nanny
cams?
You know, the cameras for babies, which you monitor?
Oh, nanny cams.
Yeah, nanny cams.
Okay.
We do this for monitoring industrial robots or any other production processes in manufacturing, logistics, warehouses, and things. Yeah, it's.
So, why do you do this, and what's the purpose of Robo? What do you use this? Okay, I understand that you use this for observation, these cameras, but why would any company or any manufacturing process would need your products?
Yeah, that's a very good question. The thing is happening now in the manufacturing world. We saw a lot of visual monitoring done by human operators, which is not accurate at some points, and it's also maybe not the best way of monitoring the production line. And we also saw that the existing solutions for monitoring these production facilities, like industrial robots, conveyor belts, and other things, are a little outdated. By outdated, I mean they are not flexible enough to adapt to new manufacturing requirements. For example, if your product changes and you want to monitor for some kind of anomalies, then adapting to new scenarios is a little bit difficult at the moment.
Okay.
And why do you need this monitoring? You want always to produce high quality products. I want to give you numbers.
All right.
So, did you know that European Union and UK combined, they had like 7 trillion manufacturing sales last year?
7 trillion
euros.
7 trillion. Okay, their manufacturing sales were
7 trillion.
7 trillion euros.
Yes. In 2022, to be concrete. Unfortunately, 20% of this cost was lost because of the poor product quality.
So it was there was a production for 7 trillion.
Sales manufacturing sales, 7 trillion.
7 trillion.
And
the 20% of
20% was defect because of the poor product quality.
Oh, wow.
And
great loss.
It's a great loss, and 70% of quality inspection is done by visual inspection.
Human inspection, you mean, right?
Visual inspection. Either human monitors it, or there is a camera or some CCTV or any manufacturing cameras are doing this. So there's a huge potential there, but still you lose 20% of your revenue because of the poor product quality. And considering 70% of addressing this goes to the visual inspection, we're addressing this market. We're developing this visual quality inspection system or visual anomalous inspection system.
All right. So you are producing the product which would visually inspect the quality of the product. Am I right? Is that correct?
Yes.
So let's say I am producing these cups. Then I would use your product, your camera and your software to see that the shape of this product is as it should be, and the weight maybe, and the images on the project on this cup are as it is supposed to be. So I get your product and use it for inspecting it, and let's say so it will decrease. How it will help me? I mean, it will just detect the defects and report to me, right? I can get a report and I can take actions in order to correct these mistakes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. But then, when you use this software and hardware together,
All right.
so you detect defects earlier than shipping it to the customer.
And then when customer
when the customer says, "Oh, there is a defect and I need to send it back. I would like refund," and it costs extra costs.
Right. That's an amazing thing because it takes longer.
Yes.
And the customer gets annoyed, and there is customer satisfaction is shattered. And of course, you have to pay for the logistics and stuff, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of costs involved, but it also helps you to detect as early as possible in a more automated way. So we provide automated reporting to you, and we not only provide you the automated reporting, we also can pinpoint you to the specific machine which is working wrong. So you can address that machine specifically.
Okay. Yeah, so that defect would no longer exist.
Yeah, like for example, let's say you're producing this cup and there is a crack, but you want to know which machine or which production equipment was responsible for that crack. You need to know that.
Yeah.
So you want to know the root cause of the problem. And we kind of help with that too.
Oh, yeah. So it can be a very cost-cutting solution for manufacturing enterprises.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Nice. Okay, I'm happy that I got your product. I was a little worried about that because it's so high tech for me. Okay, as I said, it's very high tech, and I don't think that anybody could come up with this kind of idea. So please tell me how this product was born and where the idea comes from.
Okay. Yeah, just to be fair here, we are not the first one to come up with this idea.
Yeah.
And we are not the only one in the market. There are like a lot of companies trying to do the similar thing, but our unique selling point is to make it plug and play. So we noticed it that when our potential customers were trying to analyze these defects, they needed to go to these big companies and they need to integrate this camera. This was taking like several weeks, and you didn't have like smoothly integrated software with the camera. But our idea is like, we want to ship you this product, this hardware. You connect it to your Wi-Fi network using our mobile application. So it's that easy. You just connect to the network, download our mobile application, download the AI model from our marketplace, and you're good to go.
Oh, so how long it will take? Like
In ideal scenario, it should not take more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing we're trying to achieve at the moment. At the moment, we have AI models which are generic enough to do that, so you can apply to different production scenarios. At the moment, we have our own hardware integrated with our software, and we are kind of rolling out this marketplace concept where you can easily download different AI models for your situation.
Oh, okay. Nice, great. I think I got what you're trying to do, but you could still tell us the story behind the idea and how it started, why exactly this kind of product, and in general, like backstory of this product.
Okay. Yeah, I think the story might be interesting, not interesting, depending on how I tell it, but it really...
Tell this in a way that it would be interesting.
Okay, I will try, but it might be a little bit boring. So, my background, my original background is like in applied mathematics. Then I did my master's in computer science in Germany. I worked a lot with the computer vision models, training my own models, doing different kind of inspections. But then in 2020, I had the chance to come to this Nottingham, University of Nottingham. I did my PhD there in manufacturing engineering, and I worked a lot with industrial robots.
Industrial robots?
Yes, industrial robots, specifically for manufacturing, this quality optimization, energy optimization kind of thing. But in 2023, in October, I decided to join this incubator in London called Antler. Yes, Antler. Like, honestly, I always wanted to kind of try this entrepreneurship thing, start my own startup. There I met like my co-founder, Bura. With him, like, the Antler is structured in such a way you come there alone. You try to find your co-founder and try to build your company roughly in 12 weeks. That's a very short amount of time where you need to meet your co-founder, convince the other part to work together with you on a similar idea, try to get the potential customers, try to get a letter of intent, go to the IC, convince investors that your idea is worth. And we were brainstorming with my co-founder Bura a lot about our strengths. So I had these strengths in this computer science and also in manufacturing, robotics, computer vision, and he was working 12 years as in different IT roles. He's a very, very experienced programmer. He has also very good background in computer vision. He did his master's in computer vision. And kind of this idea of monitoring things emerged naturally. We were both super technical guys wanting to build something. Then our strengths was in computer vision and with application to industry. So that's how it started. Then we were talking to different customers. Not only UK, we talked to customers in UK, and then we realized something. They all want to have a quality product.
Of course.
Because of this cost and other things. But they weren't able to deploy it easily because of this time, which takes like several days or weeks to install cameras, to build the models. They need to build models by themselves. Sometimes it's not accurate, and so on. And then we decided, okay, let's give it a try. Yeah. Let's build something that will be useful for these customers. These manufacturers and these customers. Yeah, and like it started somehow naturally. Yeah. We like market suggested us to do that, and we're just doing this at the moment.
Great. So you and your co-founder leveraged your strongest sides, like strongest parts in your background, and decided to build something very, very technical. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Well, tell me, I think I'm going to ask you a little more about Antler. Yep. But before that, you can tell us how is your business going now, what you're doing, and your product consists of both hardware and software, am I right? So where do you get your software? How do you build it? And the same thing for the hardware.
Yes, so at the moment, I would say our business is doing good, doing well. So we're in the process of closing one of very big customers in UK. So we have...
Is there like... Can you reveal it, or is there?
I don't know when this podcast will be released, but it might depend. So I would say, but it's one of the biggest customers in UK with the warehouses. It's going really well, and we achieved they had 80% of accuracy in detection.
Okay.
With the existing solutions, our team managed to achieve 99.5% accuracy to the date.
Wow.
It's yeah.
So, I mean, they have to buy it, Well, I think so, right?
Yeah, let's see how it goes. So it seems there is a clear value for them. They can detect these quality issues as early as possible. We provide them automated reporting and automated alerting with different statistics. Yeah, and this development is happening also in a very funny way. Both of us technical, another co-founder as well. He's basically responsible for all the software part. I never wanted to work on the hardware, but market dictated and circumstance dictated to me to go into the hardware as well. So currently I'm building this hardware in our kitchen.
In your kitchen?
Yes, in my kitchen, and my wife is complaining about the space because I occupy some days the whole kitchen with all the tools. But it's fun. At the moment we have prototypes, they're in a production, like, can you imagine things that built in the kitchen and in a production. But we had a lot of the mistakes while developing this product. So we're learning, iterating. Fortunately, the current solution is robust enough to be able to run in a production facility.
Oh, nice. So how exciting. Building some hardware in your own kitchen, it feels like some great success story is coming up. Someday, hopefully, I will hear that Agajan and his co-founder, the founders of billions and billions dollars worthing enterprise, they started this production in the kitchen, and now see they have like productions and sales for billions and billions of dollars. I hope to hear that one day and to read it hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. I like this kind of stories, it's great. It's very inspiring. You don't need like huge production to start something.
I agree.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But how about how do you still like finance this startup?
Yeah. Just to add the comment, probably in our early stage you don't need like fancy places. Yeah. You can do it in the kitchen. Me and my another co-founder were very, very strict on our budget plan.
Strict.
Very, very strict. So we kind of monitor everything. We want to be as economically as possible and also not compromising the quality of the product. For that, we got our first investment from Antler, like first check from Antler. And the second investment came from Fuel Ventures, another VC, which is based again in London. Fuel Ventures, yes. Okay. So
first investment you got from your incubator that you attended, and the next one from VC, Fuel Ventures.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me when did you got those and how did you get those?
The first check from Antler we got in December 2023. Okay. That was kind of like very starting investment from them when we had this idea where we had some LOIs from different customers, but still going on a little bit different idea than what we have today. The second investment, it's ironically was a little bit funny again. We were recommended by our existing investors to go stealth. They recommended us saying, go stealth for a couple of months, develop your product.
All right.
And we thought, okay, probably we don't want to go stealth. We started publishing on LinkedIn, everything, our progress, our trips and other things. Maybe that was one of the best decisions we made. We didn't go stealth.
So you made yourself loud.
Yes, that was social media kind of promotion.
Nice.
And the VC started reaching out to us, saying about our company, about our projects and other things. And when VCs were reaching out, we were telling, we don't want to raise now. We're good to go for maybe another 9 months. But
really?
we told them we want to have this pipeline just to build them. Yeah, and we said, okay, let's go. Let's continue this pipeline. We were having these conversations with VCs about when we want to raise, how much we want to raise. And this happened very, very naturally. In one of these VCs invited us to a second interview, then the third, then fourth, and one Friday, I believe, evening, they call us, guys, can you meet with us? I say, yeah, why not? We want to invest in you. Oh. We were very, very surprised.
Really?
And said, we took a time, of course. We thought, we're not planning to raise at the moment because we're still kind of, validating our idea. But we decided, okay, maybe we should take this small check. It will extend our runway. Yes, and then we can build much better product with runway and then start fundraising again later in 1 year or in 18 months of time. So this was kind of again very. I won't say we were lucky to raise this second fund. For the first investment, we worked really hard.
Okay.
Me and another co-founder, we were working maybe 7 days a day, maybe like sleep and work. But the second was kind of natural, and we were very lucky with the second investment.
Nice. Look at that. So it's kind of really ironic and funny, I guess, because all the startups are running after investors and VCs, begging and doing everything, jumping through hoops, like asking for money. But here, investors, they literally force their money on you, like saying, okay, we're ready to invest, come on. I guess they just saw the spark in both of you, and the energy, and of course all that background, and with your product that really can be revolutionary, actually, like very pivotal for manufacturing industry. And of course, I guess they didn't want to miss that kind of chance to invest in that kind of product. So, but about this Antler, the first one, you said that you had to work really hard.
Yeah.
I think I would want you to tell us more, like even practical steps that you took in order to get that investment, so that the Antler would give you investment. What did you do, and what were the criteria that you had to like check so that they would invest in you? I think it would be very useful for the listeners to know that. I mean, what to do to get that money.
Yeah, I think Antler is actually a global program. The way they work is they invite individuals, not the companies, to their program. It's 2 months program. In 2 months of time, you go to this program. In this program, you need to find your co-founder. With your co-founder, you come up with an idea, and then you start validating your idea. Then you try to get the validation from the market by getting the first letter of intents from possible future customers. But Antler invests in people, not even ideas. So to tick, let's say, the investment criteria, the first thing they look at is this team able to deliver the promised product? If not, has this team capability to pivot? If it's
if the idea is not good.
Yeah, if the idea is not good, if the market conditions are not that good, so they invest really in people. But most of all, Antler checks your resilience as well. How can you adapt in these 2 months of time to different situations? Okay. Because you come to a room where you don't know anyone, where you meet the person, the potential co-founder for the first time in your life, and can you come up with this team something, let's say, game-changing, something revolutionary? Can you build that? And then Antler also checks whether this team can last 7 years, 10 years, because you're building a company, and it takes like several years. It's like a marriage exactly. with your co-founder. So to get to this investment from Antler, they give you also a lot of courses in person. They teach you like pitching, how to pitch in front of the investors, how to do the market analysis, how to do the competitor analysis, and other things. And they start inviting you to something called ICI. They call it ICI. Yeah, it's abbreviation for ICCI, which Investment Committee Check-ins. Yeah, this were happening for us every Friday. So in every Friday, you basically pitch your idea in front of LPs in Antler and Antler partners and your coaches, and they give you scoring. Like basically, they give you 3 colors. They give you red, amber, and green. If you get red, then it means it's not going well.
All right.
Amber means, okay, this team on track onto something. Green means you are invited to the actual investment committee.
Nice.
Yes, but
so yeah, you got the green light, then you can come.
Yeah, then you can come to the investment committee. In investment committee, you again pitch, but now you pitch globally. You pitch in front of Antler investors in UK, but also in other partners from a different countries as well. And then they decide in this final investment committee whether they want to invest in you or not. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So do you know what is the percentage of like teams getting invested in Antler? I mean, do you have that kind of information?
Yes.
Do they share it?
Well, I can share probably for our cohort, which was UK10. If I remember it correctly, we kind of had in total 40 or 40 something teams. And at the end, they invested in 7, I believe, 7 teams.
Wow, it's quite competitive.
Yes, it is competitive. So, for example, when you're invited to the investment committee, when you get your green light, it doesn't mean that they will invest into you. Yes. So there were like a couple of teams which were invited to the investment committee, but at the end they didn't get any investment.
Okay, so to end up in the team, end up one of the teams that gets the investment, so you have to be resilient, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you see, resilient is kind of a word that is vague, but is there like kind of actions that you would show to in action? How would you show your resilience to the Antler deciders who decide to invest or not? And as you said, idea may not be as good, and you can always change your idea. However, a person, as the real asset they are investing in is an individual and a team rather than idea. So how to show that you are the team that needs to get this investment in, let's say, what can you do during that program so that you would be one of the winners?
Okay. So there's another aspect of the Antler which I didn't mention, but you end up in the room with 70 or more founders which want to become. Then you start forming a team. But these teams not always work out. So forming a team in Antler called kind of track out, and breaking up the team is called track in. So you track back into the cohort. Yeah. Okay. So there were teams which started from the beginning as a team and continued until the end, even if they are not successful, even if they are successful or not successful. But there are teams or individuals who were trying a different things. For example, I tried with 3 different teams. So I tried first with one team. Okay. We tried to work a little bit, but then I decided to track in back into the team. And I again tried once. It didn't work out as well. But then I decided, okay, I'm going to try it for the 3rd time. It's a little bit disappointing. And I was the only one who was tracked out 2 more times.
Really?
Yeah, I was the first one to do that. And I decided to start the 3rd time. So I was trying it until I wanted to get it. I really wanted to get it because at that time I wasn't living in London. I was living in Nottingham. And basically every day I was traveling from Nottingham to London to do this. And I really wanted to get that because I put all the stakes into the Antler. Yeah. Then 3rd one, kind of, it was like a miracle. We were 2 technical co-founders. Our decisions were so fast. We were agreeing almost everything in 2 or 3 minutes. Short discussion. We kind of were moving really, really fast. Okay. And Antler kind of liked it. And they were, during this process, they not only check your idea, but can you adapt to a different situation? That's what I meant by resilience. So can you adapt to this? Breakups with your co-founders, changes in ideas, shifts in work, like team dynamics. Can you have a conflict and you can resolve it as soon as possible? And also, it's only from 10 to 12 weeks. It means, can you find actually a customer who is interested in your product? Yeah. So that's kind of, they want to check. I believe so, that they want to check whether you can adapt to a different, the reality of entrepreneurship, I would say.
So, okay, I understand. I got it now. I guess this got more clear. You have to, entrepreneurship means a lot of stress. You never know where things can go, like market, or in terms of you may have to make huge decisions that would change the entire product or entire strategy, and you have to adapt. You have to be quick to adapt. And yeah, I see the point that Antler checks this. Yeah, they have to check, okay, can this person manage in any situation? Can this person be still like alive, I guess, and still have this energy to go on to the next thing? Okay, nice. Okay, so Antler I think I can say that Antler was very like pivoting thing for you, right?
For me, it was really pivotal.
Yeah, because you were in academic, you were doing your PhD in Notting Hill, and then here comes the startup.
Yeah.
But from the conversation that we had a little before this, I understand that you're not just an academic, you're also, the business world, and you had your business attempts before. I think that it would be great for us to go a little bit to your background. I mean, there has to be something that you're leveraging right now. I mean, there are reasons to the fact that you are where you are now. So yeah, tell us about your background. Tell us about your academic life. Tell us about your previous business attempts if you had, and what were the most valuable lessons that you got from those experiences?
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it wasn't the first attempt. I had several attempts back in my home country in Turkmenistan. When I was doing my diploma in Turkmenistan in Ashgabat, I had my course mate. With him, we kind of started our first internet portal for businesses, like business directories in Ashgabat. We were both two technical guys. We were from time to time living in the same apartment and doing the project together. The thing was very interesting for us. We knocked most of the business doors and asked, "Do you want to be on our website?
Okay.
Do you want to be on our website? Do you want to be our website?" We got a lot of no's.
A lot of no's.
A lot of no's.
Yeah, a lot of no's. Okay, yeah. So you just got to their doors.
Well, it was literally knocking the doors. I don't mean like sending them email. It was going to their business offices and saying, "Okay, we're building this website. This is a business director where you can put your products and services, and we will be promoting them for you." And they were saying, "No, we're good to go. No, we're good to go." Unfortunately, this project failed. It didn't succeed. But again, after that, with the same friend, we're still very good friends. He's in Turkmenistan. We decided to kind of run this web agency kind of thing.
Web agency?
Yeah, where we were developing web applications, mobile applications, but with a different name. So he had a brilliant idea, like developing mobile applications for generic public. And one of his applications was games and poems by our poems, yeah.
So you could read poems there?
It was just literally reading the poems
from your phone.
Yeah, from the phone. But like digitizing, let's say, books, it was that simple, but it was super successful.
Nice.
Yeah, even the granddaughter of the famous poets were writing to us. Like they were surprised. They are very happy with the service. It was one of those successful things.
Wow.
And this led later to word of mouth. And we were developing now websites, mobile applications to different customers. One of our customers was well-known singers, celebrities in Turkmenistan. So this was kind of one of the successful, I would say, web agency kind of things. My second attempt.
Okay, yeah, second attempt. So first one was that
business
portal.
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
It didn't go well.
Okay, but and the second one, this web agency where you built web applications, mobile
for customers.
And that particular application went.
That particular application went well, and then led also to a more getting clients from the market. So then we were getting the clients for e-commerce. So I remember in one of the productive years we had 15 e-commerce deliverables in 1 year.
Nice.
That was one of the most productive years. But then after that, I attempted a different attempt. I saw that the e-commerce is booming, kinda, and there was a demand, and I approached one entrepreneur in Turkmenistan. In those times he was living in Turkey, and he was bringing branded clothes to Turkmenistan. From Turkey. Okay. But their business model was again very, very interesting. They didn't own any warehouses.
In Turkmenistan.
In Turkmenistan, not in Turkey.
So they were just reselling the products from other brands, buying in bulk and selling them.
Yes.
But not in bulk.
Not in bulk.
Okay, good. So they were just shipping. It was more, I guess, resale and nice. Okay, well, Go ahead.
Yeah, they were kind of, doing this, getting the orders from Turkmenistan on their website,
Okay.
and only after that buying these clothes or like accessories from Turkey and then shipping.
Okay, yeah, that's very good idea actually.
Yeah,
you don't buy unless you sell it.
Yes, but their problem was like they were putting products from Turkish websites manually.
So they were just
Copy paste, translating, pricing, everything manually. I decided to write to automate it, and I wrote like script in Python, which automates it. And I reached him out, do you want this automation?
Right.
And said, okay, let's try. And in one night, I believe they had 1 million products, which wasn't possible before. So it was including scraping automatically from different websites, getting the images, translating to Turkmen language, doing the pricing, putting the automated discounts, like the full automation.
And the whole process was automated.
Yeah, the whole process, the whole technical side was automated, and his only job now was to sell. That's all. Yeah, I kind of worked with this guy for another 2 years. It was very productive years with him. It was very valuable for me as a technical guy and as a business guy to learn how things work. Yeah, so then I left to Germany.
Okay, I see. So this automation is quite important generally in business, right? Yeah. It can again pivot your business in a way that you could never do it manually. Look at this. For example, let's say that you have 2 employees who are pasting everything one by one, and it could take, like you said, a million items per night.
Yeah.
Who could do this? Nobody. And you put there like a huge value into that product, into that business. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so automation is good, guys. And so you said that you left to Germany. So why did you leave to Germany?
Yeah. So like I tried several attempts back in Turkmenistan to start business. Nice. Some failed, some successful. But then I decided, okay, I did a lot of web development, but now I want to switch to AI and machine learning. I stopped everything, and I had couple of students with whom I was working back in time, and decided, okay, now you continue. I'm going to academia. Yeah, I'm switching. I'm not doing business for a while. I'm not taking any orders. I'm not doing anything. I just want to do machine learning because it's interesting and I want to do that. And then in 2017, I went to Germany to do my master's degree in machine learning. I specialized in deep learning and medical visualization, and I was continuing for the past 5 years in academic life.
Nice. So I guess you picked up the major, which right now is the hot topic, AI, machine learning, deep learning. At the moment, every business is trying to implement machine learning and AI and deep learning into their system. And I'm not saying that you were lucky, I'm just saying that you made the right decisions. So now you can tell us how you got here from Germany, your journey.
Yeah, I studied in Germany for 2 years. So after finishing my master's degree, I was offered PhD position in German at the same university. I accepted it.
All right.
So it's again, I'm going to explain another failure.
Great, we love failures.
Okay, so I started my PhD there. I was doing it for 6 months. And something didn't work out between me and the project, basically. I lost my interest in the project, and there was some many disagreements. And the time was perfect, COVID. So yeah, it was a COVID time. I decided to drop my PhD.
Oh, it's a big decision. But you've done it already for 6 months.
Yes.
Right? And you decided to drop it.
Yes, I decided to drop my PhD for 6.
Yes, it's a very courageous decision, brave decision.
I don't know. It was a COVID time. Okay. Maybe it was a stupid decision, but it ended up well now. Yeah. So, but then again, the COVID time, I was alone in my apartment in Germany. Okay. Everything is locked down. No flights to anywhere. Oh, wow. Okay, I decided something needs to be changed in my life. Right, I'm gonna change my country. Then I started looking for jobs in other countries. But my criteria was go to the country where the English is the primary language. Unfortunately, I couldn't learn Germany because when I started learning German, COVID happened. So I blame COVID for that. I don't know, but I love Germany. I speak a little bit German, but not that well. So not enough to doing business in Germany, unfortunately. Yeah, and during the COVID time, I started applying for different positions. And specifically, I was targeting UK. I applied to 3 different places in UK. And also I was applying for some positions in Berlin, but I was getting a lot of rejections again. In UK, one of the positions just didn't even answer me. They didn't reply at all. Then one had an interview. Yeah, and the third one, well, look, it was my last decision saying on my priority list. I listed them, and it was my last. Okay.
Okay. The one that you accepted?
Yes. Yeah, I thought they will never accept me because I didn't even have a background, kind of, you know.
So what was different?
It was manufacturing engineering, but with application of reinforcement learning. I had a background in reinforcement learning, but I didn't have at all any
no
manufacturing. I thought I have no chance to get accepted to this.
But you got accepted?
Yeah. One morning I woke up and I received email. You have been tentatively accepted for this position. Congrats. I was shocked. I mean, I had interview before that, but I thought this interview didn't go well. No, there is no chance. But then I got this invitation letter, and then my journey started from there.
Oh, nice.
But again, it was a COVID time. I wasn't able to travel for 4 months after my decision letter.
You had to stay in Germany?
Yes.
Oh.
I had to stay in Germany. So my full travel to UK took like 4 months because of the COVID and other things, and visa issues and so on. Yeah.
Nice, I see. Right. So but you somehow got here at the end, and you finished your PhD. You got your PhD, became a doctor, and you managed in this like short amount of time. Actually, you managed to found a company which got 2 investments, right? 2 investments, and which the second of which you didn't even pursue, and you are on the verge of making the sale, or let's say sign a contract with one of the biggest UK manufacturers. I think it's an amazing progress, really, and I'm amazed and admire I would say in general your decision making, probably because I understand that you never stopped. You always you were studying, and at the same time you had your business going on in Turkmenistan, and then you decided to reinforce yourself with some more knowledge in technical side, so decided to drop that. I'm going into this masters, and then there is problem, drop it, I'm going into next country. So yeah, it's very, I guess this is actually what entrepreneurs need, right? Like real decision, action, decision, quick action. I guess, this is one of the characteristics that defines a very good founder and entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And that's great.
I can add probably something here, like the things which I did well, it was when I stopped the old thing.
Yeah,
Old thing, completely stopping, not it continuing in parallel.
Right.
Say, taking the decision to stop it and start something new. Like it was when I stopped my, let's say, web development activities in Turkmenistan, tried to pursue machine learning. That was, I said, okay, I did this, but I want to stop it by any cost.
Oh, right.
And the second was, okay, I did PhD, it's not working, I want to stop it. I don't want to continue in parallel and try to fix it. Stopped it and trying to find. And the third decision, I said, okay, I have a PhD, I don't want to work, I want to start a company.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah, that was maybe, it worked for me when I decided not to pursue different things in parallel, but to stop one thing and start.
Focus on
one thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's great. Now, I would say that I'm going to ask you questions regarding your, I guess, the insights that you got from your experience in general. Is there any specific story or stories that gave you, wow, yeah, all right, this is, that's it, that when you learned something, when you understood something profound, let's say, we generally, in my experience, I understand it generally late than later than necessary, after everything is fucked up. Okay, now I see, oh my god, I should have done this and I should have done that. And are there any like specific stories maybe that you've got from your hard times, but you feel like at the moment that you feel okay with this, but at that time it was challenging? For example, you said that your first business failed. Is there any specific reason for that and what you learned from it? And tell us a little more about the negative side and the challenges that comes with all this, hustling.
Well, yeah, the first business failed because I would say we didn't do the market analysis properly, because market didn't want that at that point. That's.
They probably didn't know this.
Yeah, I would say it was in 2011 or kind of 2011-12, but unfortunately our market in our country didn't want that solution at that point, because now I can see there are very successful similar companies now in Turkmenistan, very, very similar things being offered now, and they're successful. And we tried to offer this 10 years ago and it didn't work out. So it kind of disappoints me, saying maybe I should have tried harder. Maybe harder, but I cannot say it because maybe the market wasn't ready. We were young, we weren't able to do these kind of things. But there are two things which I should probably, which is probably worth mentioning. It's about with the people you work, and specifically about your co-founders. The second point, if you remind me, it's about attacking the problem kind of thing. I will start with the first one.
Okay.
The first one is it's very, very important, in my opinion, to find the right person to work with. You should not be probably very similar. If that's the case, maybe one of you is redundant. Yeah, if you do everything the same, then you're redundant. But I would say you need to be very aligned in terms of your goals. I was lucky with my first co-founder in Turkmenistan. From Turkmenistan. Okay. We are still very, very good friends. We were very aligned in what we wanted. In vision, in what we wanted to do. But we were also as different. He was, for example, very good at design things, like aesthetics and other things. I was good at more technical kind of, detailed things. But then later he decided to pursue a different way, and I respect that. That's okay. Different circumstances, different goals. I was lucky with that, but not always I was lucky, I would say, with the co-founders. Again, in Antler I had these different co-founders, but finally I ended up with my current co-founder, with whom we're different but aligned again in terms of our goals. So I had maybe a couple of times of co-founder breakups again, where we didn't agree on our values, on how the business is going on. So this is happening, and that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But the point is whether you want to proceed that. And I always wanted to proceed this entrepreneurship thing. Honestly, I want to say something. I was very motivated. Even my first co-founder was very motivated by this movie, Social Network.
Oh, all right. Social
Network,
okay.
Facebook, about the Facebook. We have probably rewatched maybe 5 or more times.
Right.
We were young, we wanted to do. Oh, this is cool. To build something. It was super motivating for us. But from time to time, I think motivations fade out, and you need to face the realities of the world. But I always wanted, and I feel very, very happy that I'm pursuing now still this entrepreneurship life. So the first lesson, we should probably need to choose the right co-founders. If it's not working, stop it and continue with a different one. That's very, very challenging. I think the second thing, actually, despite being academics, I had very good supervisor in Nottingham at the University of
While you're doing PhD?
Yes. So usually people in academics kind of more focused on academic kind of mindset, but somehow I was very lucky to get this supervisor who was not only with academic mindset, but with this entrepreneurship and the business mindset. PhD is kind of, like a startup where you don't have exams, goals. You still need to develop something that is valuable for industry. You still need to validate it, but with the different methods. And I still remember, I still apply the same thing in my startup journey now. My supervisor told me, one day we had a meeting with him when I was struggling a little bit with the topic, and another thing he told me, never look from the technology perspective. Try to see the problem, then technology comes. Look, they usually say it in a business areas, but my supervisors told me in the academic area. So that's the most valuable lesson, I would say, which affected my PhD and now startup. So technologies exist, they can facilitate something, but it was important to solve the problem of industry, the problem of academia, the problem of customers. So that's how we're taking it now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's so, I'd say, very valuable things that you said. First, choose people you work with wisely.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's going to affect everything, I guess. I see that you're talking about your co-founder, that decision making is very effective.
Yeah.
You don't talk too much, you just make a decision and then act.
Yeah.
Make a decision, discuss, decision made, act. Okay, that's really great. That's how business, I guess, works,
at least in
right?
the early stages of startup. We don't want to have these long meetings to discuss something.
Yeah, of course.
You just need to move really fast.
Yeah, right. And the next one is you have to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Solve a problem. That's, I guess, every guest that comes here always says it. Yeah, solve a problem.
Yeah.
Do not impose some kind of technology into people, but solve the problem.
Yeah.
And now I would say you could conclude with you already said very good advice and recommendations, and you could just share maybe a story that was memorable in your journey, and that you somehow remember it with a smile on your face, and of course that affected your journey in the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say one of my interesting times when I was doing Erasmus program in Berlin, we were 36 or 40 individuals from Central Asia doing Erasmus program. Yeah, during those times I had very good friends, and one funny story I can still remember with love. It's I had a friend from Kyrgyzstan. She was very funny. We were interacting a lot, going to activities a lot together. And one day I was studying, just for the context, I was studying IT security in Berlin.
IT security.
Yes, doing security.
So you are all technical, really.
Really technical. Yeah, really technical, and then IT security kind of thing. And the funny story was there was a competition, this beauty competition in one of their websites, and we kind of decided I wanted to try my IT skills and she wanted to win the competition, and she asked me, is it possible to somehow hack it or improve the score?
Her score.
Yeah, her voting score. And it's okay, let me try it. And she was a winner by the morning. Yeah, but then the administration of the website found out it, and all the votes for all the contestants were set.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the stories. But this has affected my journey, because now I take these security things very, very seriously in all of my projects. Yeah, because you cannot ignore security at all. Yeah, that's the thing which affected how I look at the developing projects, let's say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you understood the importance of security by breaching somebody else's security?
Yeah, I was
a
student.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I understand. But I think it is a good memory, right, from your student years. That's nice. Now tell us about the future. Let's say what would your business, what would you like your business to be in 5 years? And are there any specific plans for that? Of course, I really, really hope that someday I hear and see from the news and read from the books that Agajan, who started his Robo minder business in his kitchen, has hacked the manufacturing process and changed the world. I hope to hear that. But where do you see your company in 5 years?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know whether I want to be that popular or not. I would still stay quiet in my kitchen and developing things.
Okay.
But for the company, I wanted to be successful. As a company, I think we wanted to be like app store for industry.
Okay, good.
We would like to have this industrial app store where you can develop get the applications for the manufacturing facilities in minutes rather than spending months or several maybe years to adapt to a new scenarios. We want to provide this flexibility to the manufacturing, to the logistics, because our world is changing very, very rapidly. And there are technologies that can help you to adapt rapidly, but they are not utilized, they are underutilized. And we would like to bridge this gap. We want this manufacturing adapt as fast as possible to new manufacturing requirements. For example, there was a shift from mass production to the customization. Now people want like very individual products.
Yeah.
They want their logos, they want their photos on different products.
Yeah.
But this is a challenge in manufacturing. This can be solved with the robust systems. And hopefully in the 5 years, maybe you will not hear that Agajan was this, but hopefully you will hear that the Robo Minder is like industry leader and its industry app store. That's my best hope. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a great vision. And with your background and your decision-making style and your resilience, I don't see any reason it shouldn't happen, to be honest. And I believe that we'll be hearing about RoboMinder more in the future, and I hope so, and I believe so. Today, we had, I guess, an amazing conversation with Agajan, and he gave us his valuable recommendations and advices, and it was great. And seeing accomplished and successful fellow Central Asians is really is making me proud, to be honest, and hope we'll be seeing more of your success. So thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your stories. Our listeners will definitely appreciate it. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sure that we will be seeing more of RoboMinder in the future. Yes, thank you guys, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, thank you for hosting me here today.
All right, this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed our great conversation with young, accomplished, and resilient Dr. Agajan. See you in our next episode. Come on. Bitti. İyi, bir şey geçti.